What's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, it's been a hot minute since I've done this many treasure map runs, to be honest. So I thought, hey, we're over 150 navs. Let's do a bit of a video with my updated boosted teams for you guys to take down the mini bosses and the intrusion and final boss. What I've sort of changed since the initial video when treasure map went live like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, and what I'm doing a little bit differently. So we do have the bonus map here, which makes it very easy to get the intrusion fight. Honestly, like with the full boost, I've just been kind of skipping the intrusion, to be honest. Like I've been having a lot more fun playing treasure map when I don't fight the intrusion, which is actually kind of weird. Like intrusion gives you a lot of points, gives you a lot of extra drops, but in terms of just my mental state of actually wanting to play treasure map, like I said, I've just been finding that if I skip the intrusion or if I just don't target the bird, then I've just been having a lot more fun with it. So what I have been doing is I've been targeting the cards. I've just been going for cards every single chance I get. Getting stuff like slingshots and pistols and cannons just to kill mini bosses is so damn elite. And obviously picking up stuff like the cards to skip nav levels as well is ridiculous. I actually had a run where I skipped almost 30 navs, which I actually put up as a short. So make sure to go check that out. It was actually really cool. So taking on the intrusion fight now, we are going to go up against Vegapunk. The team is pretty much the same as what we had in the original full boost run. That's the team. We're still using the Uda support. Let's dive on in. We're still not at a point where we need to use the EX of Kaido and King to bypass the special bind. So I am utilizing the switch of Kaido and King, and I think I actually am using their EX on the final stage, but I'm not relying on it for damage, if that makes sense. The Uta support is basically the only support you need for the special bind on Shanks and Ben Beckman, but either way, like it's not that big of a deal. So on turn 2, we're going to remove the pain with Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban. We're going to remove the poison with Blackbeard and Shiryu, and then we're going to use one of the Kaido and King specials to bypass the resilience. Now, ideally, you want to use the friend captain Kaido and King, so that way you can switch into your sub potential with your Kaido and King with the switch ability. So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch with both of them. We're going to switch into our middle left, which means Katakuri and Big Mom become captain. Then we can switch with our other King and Kaido. So that way we have type advantage on both our Kaidos, or one of our Kaidos and Kings actually, because like once we get to the next stage, we're going to lose some type effectiveness there. We have the attack boost with the strength characters, and we should have plenty of damage here to take down Vegapunk. Beautiful stuff. Lovely dovely. Once we kill Vegapunk, he's going to obviously run away, and then he blows away one random crewmate. Having Katakuri and Big Mom become captain means that we can just bypass this ability and we don't have to worry about it at all. On the final stage against Vegapunk, he gives you special bind on all of your sailors, and this is where that, what's it called, the swap and the EX and stuff comes into play with Kaido and King. So we're going to switch into Kaido. Then we can use the Kaido special. Now we have type advantage with our Kaido unit. And then we can actually, yeah, we don't get the EX at all. So we can switch with Big Mom and Katakuri. Use the Big Mom Katakuri special. Remove all the special bind and all that jargon. And then we can remove the barrier with Shanks. As you can see, like I'm not using the EX of Kaido and King. But eventually, like when like the damage needs a little bit more, we can utilize that. But as you can see here, like we have plenty of damage, man. Like we still have a super tandem under our belt. We had a final tap under our belt. So like there's enough damage there to not need to worry about it too much. So that's the team that I'm still running. It's still working very nicely. It's fast. It does good damage, and that way I don't have to worry about sort of buying into all of the EXs and what's it called? Sorry, not EXs, the super classes and all that stuff as well. So that was the intrusion fight. 73.92 points. You'd love to see that. Really good point gain. Obviously, like if you do the intrusion fights, you are going to get a lot more points. But like I said, I've just been having like I've been having a much more fun time playing treasure map when I haven't been prioritizing the intrusion every single run. It's not like I've been saying no to the intrusion when I get it. I just haven't been like aiming for the bird. Like if there's an option to say if I go left, I'll hit the bird, or right and I'll hit a card, I'll go right. So yeah, it's just been working great. On to Kid Killer now. I was hoping to verse Kid Killer at the end because Kid Killer, I was using Gear 5 6-star for this particular run. Now I decided to switch over to Ace. So that's the team, those are the supports, let's dive in. The Mr. 3 support, completely replaceable. You do not actually need it. You can just use the EX of Yamato. I've just put the Mr. 3 support here because it makes the run a little bit faster. Remember, you know me, like I'm all about speed when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, yeah, if you don't have Mr. 3, don't stress. You can literally just use the EX of Yamato. I'm going to use Brook to double wave clear. We are running a full free spirit team here. Ace is going to give us literally all the cooldowns that we need. And that way, when we move into the final stage, we're ready to go. On the final stage, I'm going to use the Yamato special first. Because we're running a full free spirit team, Yamato gives me a 3.25 attack boost as well as an overrideable orb buff. There is a fear debuff on all of your sailors, and then there is damage nullification. So utilizing Ace here is great because Ace can remove the damage null. He turns that orb buff into a bigger orb buff and then gives you a conditional boost as well. You have the what's it called, the Carrot and Nami special for a chain boundary a little bit later if you need more damage. And then Shirahoshi's just here so that way we can get a full board of rainbow orbs. We don't have to worry about any orb shenanigans when we hit that final stage there. So as you can see, team works very, very well. It's a two special drop on the final stage. We always love that. I always try and aim for going for just 2 specials, especially in these earlier stages. But remember, like we're well over like NAV level 150. So we do have to start looking at damage when it comes to this kind of stuff as well. So beautiful stuff. We got ourselves a card. We're going to use the 3 to get some more cards. Like I say, man, I have just been prioritizing cards. Like, the cards have been making life so easy, especially when you get slingshots and cannons and stuff like that. And you also get these bad boys, too, to, like, jump NAV levels. It's just so much fun. So we're going to jump another 6 NAVs. 2, what can we get here? 2, 4. Yeah, we'll use the 4. I've also been avoiding the large chest. I've been burnt so many times by the large chest, just getting like 10 tablets of like shitty tablets I'm never gonna need. So I've just said stuff it. I'm just gonna go for cards, man. I would just rather go for cards. All right, so we get a 4, which means we're gonna hit Sanji and Pudding. I would have liked to hit the gold card there, but look, it is what it is. For Sanji and Pudding, I have completely changed the team. Cat Viper was still doing well. Like, you can still run Cat Viper. But I figured I was using Roger Rayleigh Gaban anyway, so I thought I would just funnel into that. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. I basically just replaced Cat Viper with the Odin and Whitebeard unit. And the reason I brought the Odin and Whitebeard unit is because they can remove the threshold. Like I said, I was trying to go through barriers and damage reduction, all that stuff with Cat Viper. The damage was a little bit lacking. So I decided to just go with this strat. And the idea here is to switch with your Roger Rayleigh Gaban on turn 1. So that way you go into Odin and Whitebeard. The reason we want to do that is we're actually going to get special bound on all of our sailors on the final stage. And the reason I wanted to go into them as a captain is they don't actually get the special bind. This just means I don't have to use the Garp and Sengoku special. Don't get me wrong, like you can use the Garp Sengoku special, but I already have a chain lock anyway with Izo Kiku, so I felt like it just really didn't need that. We're going to use a Roger Rayleigh Gaban to kill the back units. They're also going to remove the barrier, which is great. And then when we switch back into our other Roger Rayleigh Gaban, they're actually going to give us the crit buff, which means that you can bypass that damage reduction. We're going to use Odin and Whitebeard to remove the threshold. And then as you guys will see here, like you can just bink a crit, and then you're going to remove the what's it called? You're going to remove that damage reduction. You're going to tap with 4 units here, so realistically having a chain lock is very, very powerful. Tap with the Garp Sengoku or the Odin and Whitebeard unit. That will remove the damage reduction first, and then you can finish it off with your 3 strength units just for a little bit of damage. I did slap on that kid support for a color affinity buff. Like, it's a bit of a skewed showcase here because like we're versing the mini bosses, but like on the map. Oh, I should use the 2. That's alright, we rolled the 2 anyway. Like, and this is why I've been skipping the chest. Ready? Watch this. Whoa! Recovery bind resistance! That's so good! Look, I know for some of you guys out there, like, those tablets are actually really, really clutch. But for myself, like, I just don't need them. I really don't need them. Onto Yamato and Ace. I think Yamato and Ace is the only team that I haven't changed. I think I'm still rocking the exact same team that I did in the initial video. We're using Carrot as our captains. We have Nami, Karina, and Crocodile for damage on the final stage. Hiyori for some Wano orbs, and then we have the wave clearing of Zoro. So team works still fairly nicely. Obviously they want you to run Uta here, but like, come on guys, like who's running Uta, dude? Like, come on. Like, do we really want to be running Uta? Like, who actually pulled for Uta? I know some of you guys did, and like kudos to you if you pulled her, but like I didn't, and nor do I find any on my friends list. So yeah. So double Zoro for the kill there. Once we hit this final stage here, we can use Nami and Karina to remove the defense up and the attack down, and then we have an attack boost and a chain boundary with Crocodile. Nami, Karina are going to give us an orb buff as well. Works very, very nicely. And with that, you can tap with Hiyori for some resistance down for Cerebrals, and then Crocodile's going to do some good damage there too. As you can see, you can hit greats, you can hit goods, like you still have plenty of damage here. Later down the line, I'll probably slap in support on for some color affinity, just like a cheeky little like a Dex color affinity booster, something like that. I'm sure there's probably something in there. I know like you can slap Odin on Hiyori, that'll definitely work, but I think there's like a chopper and something you can use for Dex. Moving on to the what are they called? The Whitebeard and Marco fight now. This team has changed drastically. I was utilizing... who was I using? I think I was using Magellan at one point, but Magellan's special was just taking too long. And then I think I switched. I did Momo for my no new batch, which I'll probably switch to if this particular team does struggle with damage. But the idea here is we're utilizing Uta, and what you can do is on turn 1 use the Uta special, so that way you get the carryover of the buffs. If you actually get the interrupt, it's a little bit annoying, but then use the other Uta on stage 2 to get the chain boost, and then use the super type to get the plus buff. Now with this particular team, I'm not actually dealing with the bind or the burn. With the attack boost, the orb buff, the chain boost, and then the color affinity and the base stats you can get from Hina and the Smoker Tashigi cat body swap unit, like this team actually has like heaps of damage, and because you're only tapping with 4 units, you don't even have to worry about the burn because you have enough HP. I have the Mihawk support though. That is pretty much the essential support here. We're utilizing Mihawk just to get past the resilience. We're gonna hit a good first, and as you can see, like it's just that we have so much damage, man. Like it's awesome. So the reason, like the ability to not remove the bind and the burn actually saves us a little bit of time as well, and Uta just provides so much damage that we don't have to worry about it too much anyway. So that's the Whitebeard Marco fight, working really, really well for now. Obviously they want to use Magellan. I'm not using Magellan for anything, but I just found Magellan's specials was just taking so long. Like he's just, to do the color affinity buff and then the poison and all that shenaniganry, like it was just taking a little bit too long for my liking. Moving on to the final fight now against Luffytaro and Zorojuro. I'm still utilizing Kaido and King as captains, but as you can see, I slapped on the Queen support. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. My ship obviously gives 1 turn of paralysis, and I have the Lime Juice support there as well, just to help with the paralysis removal. That way I don't have to use Shanks' special twice. But don't stress if you guys don't have that. You can obviously use something like Lafitte on Blackbeard and Shiryu, or you can just like make your team work a little bit nicer in the sense that you are going to not have to worry about utilizing the 2 Shank specials. Now, on turn 2, we come up against Law. Law is actually going to give us Despair, and then that attack down if you're below or above a 3.3 or 3.6 times chain. This particular stage actually started to cause us a little bit of a headache, and the reason it was giving us a little bit of a headache is that Law actually has quite a bit of HP. I'm actually going to switch with my friend captain as well to get that Wano Orb before we move on to the next stage, and then we can use Big Mom and Katakuri to remove the Despair. Initially I was running 2 Albas, and then I just bypassed the Despair that way, but with this particular way I actually found that it was just working a little bit nicer in terms of getting a bunch of damage output on this particular second stage. With the burn as well of Kaido and King when you are in the Kaido form or in their dual form, I found that the burn was just doing so much damage that we don't even really need to stay as Big Mom and Katakuri for the blowaway. So what I decided to do is I decided to use their super type there, switch them out of captain, and that way you can guarantee yourself some Wano Orbs on this final stage for Kaido and King. Remove the paralysis with Shanks. Remember, if you guys don't have the Lime Juice support, if you don't have a ship like the Whale Sharks to remove 1 turn, chuck that Van Augur support on Blackbeard and Shiryu, so that way you can get some more damage output or some more paralysis removal. Or you can just sort of like not switch out of captains and stuff like that and have above 50% HP, so that way you can actually get the second stage of Shanks' special to remove the paralysis there. We're going to get the Super Tandem. As you can see, once you hit with that Wano Orb, you are going to get the burn. That is very, very important, and that's why I kept a Wano Orb on that friend captain. And the reason we're going to do that is because once the revive or the 15% revive happens, the burn with the end of turn, the increased damage taken is basically just going to kill that stage. You don't have to worry about like the blowaway and all that shenaniganry anyway. So that's going to wrap up the video. Another run, another day, another treasure map run, taking down the New World with the full boost team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.